Hello everybody, Simon here, and what I would like to talk about in this video is about doing nothing. And ultimately there is a difference between inaction and actively doing nothing. The two have really nothing to do with each other. To me, inaction is a way of avoiding life. It's a way of avoiding responsibility. It's a way of procrastinating life. But ultimately, actively doing nothing can be a way to ground oneself in peace, to ground oneself in stillness, to ground oneself in a feeling of safety, a feeling of comfort, a feeling of great trust. And actively doing nothing, when we actively do nothing, I believe that if, for example, if we just lie on a bed and maybe with our hands just resting on our stomach or something like this, and we actively do nothing, we choose to actively do nothing, then I believe we ground ourselves in pure awareness, in pure awareness. We let everything just melt away, just all the troubles, all the concerns, all of these things. Without belief, they have no life. So in doing nothing, we can practice letting go of everything we think is troubling us by simply not believing in these things. And the ego might scream, hey, these things are real, it's a problem, etc. But ultimately, it's only a problem if we make a problem out of it. So we all have time to just like rest on our bed or sit on a chair or whatever and just do, like, close our eyes, or with our eyes open we can simply rest as awareness and rest in pure awareness. And as Ramana Maharshi said, we abide as the self, as the universal self, not the self-image, but we abide as the self. And in the self, when we abide as the self and do nothing, we can experience a deep peace, we rest in peace. And to me it's interesting, when somebody have left their body, we usually say rest in peace, but ultimately I think resting in peace is not something we should wait for doing when we have left our body. We should rest in peace now. When we're here in the body, we should rest in peace. And ultimately, when we simply rest in peace, when we simply do nothing, I've found that it is usually when I do nothing that I access within myself what it is that I really want to be doing. So, for example, I might, have a full day of activities. I do this, I have to do that, etc., etc. And in doing those things, I might actually miss out on what it is I really want to do. So when we practice doing nothing, it is a way of accessing within ourselves that inspiration, that the purpose, like our deepest purpose, our dharma, our heart's desire. It's a way of accessing that by simply letting that come to the surface. So I think that generally in our society, doing nothing is considered as, we shouldn't do nothing, we should take action, we should, follow our goals, we should pursue our passion, etc. And all of these things are well and good, but I think it's necessary to find a balance. And ultimately, when we simply believe that we do not need to do anything, from that comes a great feeling of rest. And from this feeling of rest comes a great feeling of, or a great, we access great clarity in what it is that we deeply desire to do. Maybe it's something we want to create. Maybe we want to meet a friend. Maybe we want to focus on a project. What it is, it's like when we rest in awareness, we remember what it is that we deeply desire to do, what it is that we like yearn for doing. And it might be to do nothing. It might be to do nothing for an hour and just ground ourselves in peace and stillness. And in doing nothing, we also undo things. We undo old patterns. We can undo reaction patterns. We undo old patterns that may come from older generations even. When we simply do nothing and we stay conscious, we do not fall into, we don't let our minds, go simply dream away. We simply stay conscious and rest in that fully aware, fully awakened state. Then we simply take full responsibility for our inner space. It's a way of undoing things that bother us. It's a way of undoing our problems or undoing all the reaction patterns. And that's basically what I'm here to share with you in this video. Doing nothing, and from this place of peace, when doing nothing is our foundation, we usually access what it is that we really want to be doing. So if you're at the moment feeling that you're not in connection with what it is that you really want to do, a great way of getting in connection with that might be to stop doing things completely. And from that place of resting as awareness, you can then access what it is that you deeply desire to do. So that's the message of this video, and have an amazing day and stay true to yourself.